So with Mushoku Tensei Season 2 dropping supposedly in early 2023 and it being early 2023, I thought it'd be a good idea to make a video talking about what to expect from Season 2 and in general the rest of the series, like the seasons after Season 2. So the first question to answer is, when will Season 2 come out? We can expect them to at least give us a 2-month kind of warning of when the series is going to come out. So with knowing it's coming in early 2023 and the fact that we don't have an announcement yet, I'm going to say it's probably going to be an April to May release. So to understand what Season 2 is going to cover, you have to understand how the light novel and web novel is broken up. The light novel and the web novel are extremely similar. The web novel has 24 volumes and the light novel has 26 volumes. And they only differ a bit in the last 3 volumes, where the light novel adds a little bit more bulk to the series in one of the volumes and just splits up one of the other volumes that's really big into 2 parts. The series as a whole is separated into kind of 3 different periods of Rudis's life, starting with the childhood period, which is 6 volumes, and that is what Season 1 covered. It covered the first 6 volumes, or his childhood period. Looking at the Season 2 trailer, it is safe to say it's going to cover the next 6 volumes, which is Rudis's adolescence period. Now to talk about what Season 2 is going to cover of the light novel and web novel, without any spoilers, is basically the season is going to start with a good intro arc to where Rudis is at after Season 1. And then the vast majority of this season is going to be pretty much like a slice of life series. It's not really any too many serious arcs. That is until the last part of the season, where we're going to get undoubtedly one of the best arcs in the entire series. Very serious arc that is a lot of build up leading to it, and it's very important for Rudis and his character going forward in the series. So that's very simply what Season 2 is going to cover, but what about the future after Season 2? So like I said, the web novel / light novel is split up into 3 parts. The childhood period, which Season 1 covered, the adolescence period, which Season 2 is going to cover, and the young man period, which is the rest of the series. So a big question you're asking is, how many more seasons are there going to be? Looking at how many volumes are left after Season 2, it's probably going to be 2 to 3 more seasons. Now, it gets a little sketchy trying to figure out how they're going to break up the rest of the series into seasons, but I looked through the rest of the volumes and figured out how I believe they're going to break it up. If there's 2 more seasons after Season 2, that means 4 total seasons, we're going to see 7 volumes covered in each season, which would mean the first 2 seasons cover 6 volumes each, and the second 2 cover 7 each. And that's going off the light novel's 26 volumes. If you broke it up this way, Season 3 would end on a climactic note, as would Season 4 because it's the end of the series. However, I think 7 volumes in each season is way too much content to condense. So I'd actually expect there to be 3 more seasons after Season 2, so a total of 5 seasons. And assuming there is 5 seasons, Season 3 would cover these 5 volumes, and the final arc of this season is a fantastic arc to end on. Very important arc, with a lot of build-up leading to it. Season 4 would probably cover these 4 volumes and also end on a fantastic note. Now, this would be probably a shorter arc, so there's a lot of other stuff they could adapt here. There's a lot of side stories to adapt that they could add in here to bulk this season up. And lastly, Season 5 would go through the end of the series here, and it would give them a lot of room to flesh out the final arc, the final climactic, huge arc of the series. So that's how I think they're going to break up the rest of the series after Season 2, but that might not actually be the end of the anime, because the author wrote a lot more stuff after the main series. So I'm going to go through kind of a list of things that they could animate. First of all, there's a lot of side stories they're probably going to not adapt, so they could adapt that later. There's also Mushoku Tensei Redundancy, which is stories of various characters, and these stories occur after the main series concludes. There's also Jobless Oblige, which, very small spoiler here, if you don't want to hear it, skip like 10 seconds ahead, literally. And Jobless Oblige is just a story about one of Rudis's children. Then there's Subjugation of the Great Dragon King, which is a story that takes place 300 years prior to the main series. And lastly, there's Old Dragon's Tale, which is the story of a very important character in the history of the Mushoku Tensei world. So basically you can see there's a lot more they could adapt if they want to. Also, the author has plans for a sequel to the main series that he's going to start after the anime concludes. So potentially while the author is writing the sequel, we could see the anime adapt a lot of these other stories and side stories and non-main series stories, basically. And of course, when the author finishes writing the sequel, I'm positive they'll adapt that into anime as well. As you can see, the anime for Mushoku Tensei is not ending anytime soon, and we have probably a decade of Mushoku Tensei anime to wait for and be excited for. And that's the future of Mushoku Tensei. Let me know what you think about this in the comments. Thank you for watching. Subscribe for more anime news and other anime videos. Stay slippery. Butter out.